So our next example from 2.1, radical functions and transformations, we're going to transform this function. The same regular y equals square root x function, but we want to change it into this. Y plus 4 equals negative square root of 2x. So again, we want to describe our transformations. You may find it handy, in case you're going to put on your calculator, to solve for y. So you've got negative square root of 2x minus 4. So compared to the regular radical function, we've got a couple things going on here. We've got a reflection, and in this case it's about the x-axis. We've got a horizontal stretch by a factor of a half about the y-axis. And then we've got this vertical translation 4 units down. So let's do these in 3 steps here. The first one is to take our original function and just reflect it about the x-axis. So turn it upside down. We're going to have a graph that looks something like this. It still touches the origin 0, 0. And this point that I had labeled 4, 2 is now 4, negative 2. Now to do a horizontal stretch by a factor of a half, every x-coordinate is going to be multiplied by a half. So 0, 0 is invariant, not changing. And this point that used to be 4, negative 2 is now 2, negative 2. Finally, we want to take this graph and move it 4 units down. Vertically translated 4 units down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 0, negative 4, where we used to be at the origin. The curve is still heading off in this direction. And this point that used to be 2, negative 2 is now 2, negative 6. So the final graph looks roughly like that. We might be asked about the domain and range. And in this case, the domain hasn't changed. In all these things that we've done, the domain has remained x has to be greater or equal to 0, but the range did get altered by all these transformations, and now we have an unusual range in that its y has to be less than or equal to negative 4.